welcome to Vacation Station, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Blend Radio with Nancy and Lisa, the crazy mother-daughter travel team and publishers of the digital interactive Big Blend Radio and TV magazine. That's our variety publication, and it does cover travel, and also Parks and Travel magazine that obviously covers parks and travel, but it also covers our adventures on the Love Your Parks tour, where we are traveling full-time, documenting America's parks and public lands and sharing the stories of their communities. And actually, well, both magazines cover them, but you can go to bigblendmagazines.com to check out both of them, or you can go to nationalparktraveling.com for the Parks and Travel magazine. And I'm talking about parks because we have fellow park traveler, National Park traveler, Jodi Canter back on the show. Last time she was on the show, she was talking about Katmai out in Alaska, and also she was in St. Louis at the big arch ceremony when that became a national park. And she's the founder of Wanderlust. It's an awesome company that produces awesome t-shirts and accessories like hoo-rags and bandanas, all created for national park junkies like we all are. I encourage you to go to our website, nationalparkjunkie.com, or you can go to wanderlustmark.com. But welcome back, Jodi. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing really well, Lisa. Thanks for having me back. It's good to chat with you guys again.
Yeah, so what was your last park, the very most recent national park?
The very most recent one, I think I did some quick trips recently back to Indiana Dunes, and I went back to Cuyahoga Valley because they sell our shirts out there, so I wanted to get out there to actually see the shirts in a store. But my big trip during this past summer was to North Cascades National Park, which was a new park for me, and then a return visit to Mount Rainier.
Ooh,
nice.
We love
That's
Mount
pretty.
Rainier. Yeah, that's.
I know.
Did you go during the wildflower season?
No, I had missed the wildflower season. As a teacher, I tend to get there mostly just in the heart of the summer months, so I kind of miss all the other like spring colors. Yeah, but it's still beautiful. Any time of year you go.
It's magic.
Yeah.
It's magic. I have such fun following you on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And you share your journeys, but you also share, a lot of people seem to send you their photos of them and wearing your gear in parks.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like best about the use of social media is when people share those pictures with us. I mean, our shirts have been all around the world, places that I've never been to. Certainly we get them from, pictures from all the national parks that people go to. But we've had our shirts pictured in Paris, India, Germany, Belgium, Amsterdam, Norway. So it's really been pretty cool to see, a shirt that, we put together and we sell out in those great places that I don't know that I'll ever even get to those places, but it's cool to see the shirts there.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Very
I want to
nice.
tell everybody, if you go to our website, wanderlustmark.com, you'll see the shirts. What's really cool is you have the map, United States map, and then you have all the national parks. So this is different than if it's a historical park or, there's monuments, national monuments, like we were in Bandelier National Monument, but that wouldn't be on the shirt. You focus primarily on the national parks.
Yes, we now have 62 national parks. So when I started it, we had just the 59. So we've added a few. So we put White Sands on there now as well. So there's just the 62 national parks on our map.
Cool. And you kind of did this because, when you go to like Yosemite, you get t-shirts that are really just Yosemite, but you wanted for all of them to be represented.
Yeah, I've been traveling the parks, I guess, pretty seriously for like the last 22 years, and when I was out going to all the parks, like everybody else, we buy all the souvenirs. I get the pins, I get the patches, I get the hats, I get the shirts, but I was always looking for a shirt that kind of had them all the parks listed. And in my head, I had that vision of that national park junkie, which is what I've always referred to myself as. And I was looking for the shirt, and I never could find one. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take this image out of my head. I'm going to put it on paper, take it to a graphic artist and see what we can develop. and the map was born, and we slapped it on some T-shirts and some other gear, and gosh, we're entering our 5th year of business this year, so it's been doing pretty well for us. There are a lot of
Hey.
national park junkies out there, as you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That's so cool.
congratulations. Yeah. 5 years. And,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because you're promoting something really cool, which is our national parks. That's when you do a business, when it's something that's, um, you're doing the right stuff. You're doing the good stuff of our country. We need more of that out there, but you also give back, right? It's when people purchase a shirt, you turn around still and give back to different nonprofits like National Parks Conservation Association, the foundation, National Parks Foundation, different conservancies from, you give back, which is really nice too.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big thing for us to do. So since we started, we've always donated to like the National Parks Conservation Association, the NPCA, certainly the National Park Foundation. But the more, we were selling our shirts in the different parks, let's take Cuyahoga Valley, for instance. They sell a ton of our shirts. They're doing a great thing for us out there. So we decided then it made more sense to us to give back directly to Cuyahoga Valley's Conservancy. So we still are members to the NPCA and the NPF, and we still give a little bit of money to them. But now we're focusing on giving back to those conservancies directly to the parks that sell our gear.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And you're in Yosemite, right, too? So there's some gift shops. And Rocky Mountain National Park?
Yeah, Yosemite was our most recent one that we added this summer. That was huge for us, to say that we have our shirts in Yosemite. It was kind of like a choke me up kind of moment, it was really kind of cool. But we're at Glacier Point, and that's through Aramark. They sell it directly there in the park. Cuyahoga Valley sells us directly right there through their conservancy in the park. We started, our very first one was at Zion, the national park, outside in Springdale at a gift store. We're at Bryce National Park, but outside, the actual park, in a gift store out there, that historic Ruby's. We're in Great Smoky Mountains. We're in Rocky Mountain. Like I said, Cuyahoga Valley, and then Yosemite. So I think 6 parks right now.
Hey, that's cool.
Hope to grow.
Yeah. What about the towns, the gateway communities like Hollister in Central California is a gateway to Pinnacles National Park. And there's stores like there's, gift shops that I know one, San Benito Bene, she's friends with us. They sell only local merchandise. That's something that, represents their region. Would you consider your shirts being in places like, retail stores and in the gateway communities?
Yeah, and that's a goal for us, to pick up, a few more this year. I haven't picked out the ones that I want to, pick up the phone and call. But if you guys have connections, I'll take those connections.
Priscilla.
Usually I look at ones.
I was going to say, Priscilla, our little pink sock monkey travel mascot. That's her job.
Yeah.
She's.
Oh yeah.
She'll run around and she'll, when we're going to be out playing in the parks, and we'll put her to work, and then she gets to drive us around once in a while too. But I don't know about that. I don't know if we're going to renew her license.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I like her as a salesperson, though. Who could say no to the monkey, right?
I know. Right. Hey, she wears Wanderlust gear, and she got out in the snow for you in Rocky Mountain National Park.
I saw. Yeah, that's awesome.
She went in the snow.
Tell her we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, she enjoys wearing her gear, but she's quite a stylish diva, and but yeah, it's every park she goes to, she's excited to do more. So we'll put her to work. We'll let her go into the park first. She has to have inspiration, and then we'll set her out into the streets and tell her to go sell Wanderlust gear. So yeah,
works for me.
Yeah, that's cool for retail stores, I think, because that's the other thing. There's a balance, as we travel. Our goal has always been to connect the gateway communities closer with the parks, especially for travelers, because it's kind of a lighter footprint on the parks, especially when you get into national parks like Mount Rainier, for example. When we were there over a Labor Day weekend, which is not the ideal time to be in most national parks, but that's what happened, and it was packed. I mean, it was a line to get in, so we always try to say, try and spend a day in the community, because part of the history of the park is that too. So I think, yeah, that's, do you tend to get into any of the out? Well, last time we talked with you when you're in Katmai, you went on like a jet ski boat out in the water in the
Oh
gateway.
yeah, yeah, I love to, hit the different areas that are near the parks because, like you said, it's certainly still beautiful. Beauty isn't just encompassed in that, the acres of the park. It's all around the area, and there's so many different things to do and so many different things to see. And a lot of times, because you got to book like lodging at the park so far in advance that sometimes I, come up with an idea like, let's do this park, but all the park lodging is filled. So then you stay in those gateway communities, and that gives you a chance to kind of, see what the gateway communities have to offer.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really what we do a lot of too. Another quick question. So you've got T-shirts, bandanas, hoo-rags, and Priscilla likes to wear hoo-rags, and decals. But now you've got gear for kids and babies.
Yeah, we actually added a like a little baby onesie. Just to play off of our tagline a little bit more. Most of our, top selling stuff is all the National Park Junkie stuff. That's really what moves. But the stuff that has our Wanderlust logo, the footprint, and the Where Will You Leave Your Mark tagline, that sells not as much, but it's still a really cool concept, and people, connect to that. So I just thought the Where Will You Leave Your Mark on a baby suit kind of has a couple of different meanings to it, so we put that together. It's on our website now. We also, when we do like small craft shows or local, gift shows, we bring those with us there and sell them there as well. So it's kind of cute. And who doesn't love a little baby onesie, right? A little outdoor baby onesie.
I like it because, that's a good way to bring your children up. Get them right in there.
Yeah. Get them outside, right? Start them young.
I know. And I know that you're a teacher, and when you go back to school, it sounds funny. When you go back and teach, do you share your park adventures with your students to encourage them to get out?
I do. I try to. I leave the business outside of the school. Like,
Sure.
I think a couple of my students may have an idea that I have the business, but they're not really sure what it is. But I have my park map hanging in there. They just don't necessarily know it's connected to me. But I talk about the parks all the time and about getting outside and what there is to see out there and how you feel when you're out there and how it just, helps you in so many ways. And I do have students whose parents are, park junkies as well, because when I ask things like, all right, how many of you have been to the Grand Canyon, or how many of you have been to Yellowstone? And, I don't get a lot, I'll say, but I do get a few. And then there's that instant connection with those kids right away that we can always, have those conversations, and other kids learn from their travels and my travels, and hopefully, it'll inspire them to go home and say, hey, how about we go, to the Smoky Mountains over spring break or something. So it's just a neat connection to have with them as well.
To me, I wish schools were like outdoors, like you could take class outside. I remember I lived in England. There was a couple classes where we were allowed to just go outside, and they were teaching under the tree, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I think now with all this technology and everything, and we're even battling to keep technology out of our parks. You know what I mean? It's like, are we gonna have Wi-Fi at the top of the mountain? So it's like there's that balance that we need as human beings, especially for youth, to be outside. And I think that it's good for your brain. Nature's good brain food.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was teasing my kids this at the start of the school year, though. Like, I drive around the communities, and there's always these signs in people's yards that say, slow down, children playing, be careful, children playing. And I get to school, and I'm like, I was looking for the children all summer. I didn't see them outside playing. I'm like, do you guys get outside? You play outside? And they're kind of laughing, because a lot of them are not outside. But it's just funny when you drive through the communities and you just see that sign to tell the drivers and the motorists to slow down, because the kids are out there. I'm like, where are they? I don't see them. So I definitely want to try to get them outside more.
Man, yeah, that's true. Nancy, when you think about it, we travel around a lot. You don't see as many kids outside, but
no, you don't. I guess, video games are still um, an attraction. I was going to keep children indoors, which, that's okay in the later, late afternoon or when it's really, really too hot in some areas. If you live in the desert, you might not want to be outside in midday, but in the summer, but still fresh air and seeing animals and nature and stuff is key to growing up, I think. It's
I think so too. Yeah, it's just a balance. It's like I always tell them, I'm not dismissing your video games. I'm not dismissing all the social media that you're doing, but how about a balance? How about you go for a walk and leave your phones behind for an hour and then you can go home and do all that stuff. But just get outside, see what it's like,
Great.
You see so much, like I think we mentioned before, we were in the park and watched people walk right by a newborn fawn. Deer, and just not even know that the mother and the baby were there. And we were like, wow, Then, so I like get outside, but put your phone away, put it in your pocket.
That's what I like about, the Junior Ranger program, because it's activity based. And so it kind of spurs the kids and the parents to be aware of, look for things, learn about the different leaves or some of the history too, because that's the other thing. These natural areas are just magnificent in beauty, right? But there's so much history in our parks to learn from as well. And so I think that's another cool thing. And those Junior Ranger booklets are out there. They're doing activities. They're opening their eyes to things. They're searching. It teaches them how to be observant. And then, hey, they get a badge. Priscilla is a national, not a national park ranger, a junior ranger. She's got her.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Got 7 or 8 badges.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, she's got a
lot. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's doing good.
They even had a little ceremony for her. And she gets
good
around.
Job, Priscilla.
It was formally sworn in. I think it was funny.
I know.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to for 2020 in regards to parks?
Yeah. I think for me, I definitely want to go back to Yosemite. Again, it's that moment of seeing my shirts being sold there in Yosemite. So we were there maybe 2 years ago. And that's actually where I met the contact to help me get the shirts there. But now that they're there, I want to go back. So Yosemite might be my big trip for the year. And then I was actually thinking of doing not the national parks, but some of the national lake shores. Like I've never been to Sleeping Bear Dunes or Picture Rocks up in Michigan, which is not that far from me. I'm in Illinois. I've never been down to Shawnee National Forest in Illinois. That may be something to consider because I'd love to go there. But just Yosemite is the only big one that I have planned right now.
Well, when you're there,
you guys got big ones.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some crazy stuff this year. But because you're saying lake shores, when you are in Yosemite, it's just a day over, like hop over to the Bay Area, Marin County, and Point Reyes National Seashore. I have to say is one of the most extraordinary parks. And just there were wildflowers, there were elk running around, baby elk. We saw elephant seals.
Awesome.
And we were there in March, end of February, early March. It was in 2014. And there's this mist that comes in, then there's Tamales Bay State Park within there, and then just the ruggedness of that coastline is absolutely extraordinary. And you get this wind, but you'd be so invigorated and just like, this is the coolest thing ever. I remember Nancy and I watching the sunset, and it was just, they're so beautiful. It was so cold. But we sat there with our bottle of wine. Sorry, everybody. It's true. Naughty girls. Well, if you're going to have a glass of wine, you don't want to do it in your hotel room. You got to be outside, right? And I'll never forget
that's the place to do it.
That night, her and I just sitting there watching the sun come down, and it was just so. The waves are crashing. It just. Oh my gosh! So if you get that opportunity to, and you've got Muir Woods right there too, so it's kind of a nice, cool thing to do. It's just. That place, that whole area just is so magic. So and Yosemite, of course, is, it's just neat. It's really neat. And then you're close to Death Valley, and that's where we hope to go this year. We were supposed to do that in 2019, but had some things change up on our schedule as they always happen. But Jodi, we're very excited because you sent us on a story mission. So a lot of people, I need to say, we're got our Love Your Parks tour, but a lot of people have assigned us to, hey, like this giant treasure hunt of America, really, where, some people have sent us out to find all the public art across the country as we go. And some it's like music stories, some of it is farms, anything to do with the small farmer, So we've got all these gardens, all of these different stories that we're gathering as we travel. Even one is about youth success, so we even have playgrounds and public art projects that kids are involved in. So a lot of different things like that. And so we started, sharing these stories on our site, nationalparktraveling.com, and in both our digital magazines. And then it grew into, well, we need to make them into maps. So we have these interactive story maps, and everyone, if you go to loveyourparkstour.com or just go to nationalparktraveling.com, you'll see the drop-down menu. You can click on interactive maps, and you'll be able to follow as we travel all these different stories and see them. And we're busy archiving what we already have done, which is a huge project. That's what we're doing right now. But Jodi has sent us on, guess what? National parks. And so it's really exciting because we're going to, everyone, the map is up there now, and you can see parks like, Mount Rainier, Everglades, Saguaro National Park, Rocky Mountain, Joshua Tree, Pinnacles, Sequoia Kings Canyon. All those parks are up there, but we'll be adding more as we go throughout, as we keep going. I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah. So I know, like, places like we went to, we were so lucky to go to, like, Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve in Colorado. We didn't have that on the schedule. We didn't have Petrified Forest on the schedule, but that happened. So
sometimes that's the best when they weren't planned.
Yeah.
I know.
The Petrified Forest was pretty cool. Have you been there, Jodi, to Petrified Forest?
I've not been there. No, It is on my list, but I haven't been there yet.
Well,
that's really, really fascinating. It makes you think. That's one of those parks that really makes you think about history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wow.
Ancient history, like just all the geology, and then there's
the
hotel history of the Harvey houses. Harvey House that was up there in that one old hotel. It's got Route 66. I mean, there's just so much history there, and of course Native American history. So it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I'd like to go back. That was just kind of one of those quick drive-throughs. And so there's some of those parks that just happens, and you're like, well, you got to go. If you're going from A to B, you got to go. So we have a lot of those, and some we're going to return to. So I know for sure Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Park. Of course, Priscilla will be wearing her, her Wanderlust dress, her hoorag dress when we go there, so we can show everybody Priscilla with the big trees. And we're hoping Great Smoky Mountains this year. That is a park that we're aiming to. We're going to take this Pony Express National Historic Trail. This is the rough plan, and go across to Missouri. Well, we have to go to the Arch, right, in St. Louis, the Gateway Arch.
Absolutely.
And then
Priscilla's got to wear her gear. Don't forget.
She will wear. She'll be dressed up, and then we go from there. We're looking to go to Tennessee because that was on our schedule last year, and then we had to do a twirl around, and so we need to go to the Smoky Mountains. Have you been there yet?
Yes, and oddly, I mean, just recently, like in the last couple of years, I don't know why for all these years I didn't go there because again, that's not that far from us in Illinois. But I went a couple of years ago, and I don't, I was kind of going thinking, I love mountains. I'm afraid like the Smokies might not fulfill, that mountain idea in my head. But I tell you what, I love the Smoky Mountains more than I expected to. It is just a great, great place. It's certainly beautiful. It's not like the mountains you're going to find, at Glacier or Mount Rainier type stuff, but you get up on some of those hikes and you get up to the top there and you just kind of overlook everything and all the trees, and it's just really cool. It's a great place.
I want to, because it's got like the spring wildflowers. It's known for that. Like there's that window where everybody goes and in the forest and sees the flowers. And then I've heard that like going in November, like in the fall, it's like this whole other landscape. And so, we'll see. I wonder when we're going to get there, Nancy.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I think we just head out onto the road there and get lost and end up at a park somehow.
I know. Well, and I'm thinking like we're right here we're in Yuma, Arizona today, right at the Yuma Crossing National Heritage Area on the lower Colorado River. It was cool last year. We were at the headwaters of the Colorado River, and here we are, the headwaters up in Rocky Mountain National Park, and here we are at the end part of it. So it's pretty neat to have that kind of journey. It's fun to follow rivers and old historic trails, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking, Nancy, hot springs. We got to go back to Arkansas, right?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, we fell
I've
in love
not been
with
there. Hot
Oh,
Springs. I hear that's pretty cool too.
well, that's not far from you.
I know. I spent most of my time always going out west, that I haven't hit the Midwest or, so I've gotta get those things all off my checklist.
Well, we'll meet you there. We'll meet you in Hot
Yeah.
Springs. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So, are there any parks that you think, because we've got White Sands just, popping up in New Mexico's the 62nd National Park. And everybody has
Yeah.
these different things of, what a park should be. But I think that's really neat to have that protected. But are there any parks you've been to, Jodi, that you think should have national park status?
Wow.
What about you, Nancy? Too? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always trying to push for some of the Illinois parks here. That we've got some nice state parks. There was talk years ago about Starved Rock State Park or Matheson State Park. Those kind of becoming national parks. I don't know that they get the visitors for smaller parks, but I don't know. I think like Hocking Hills in Ohio. Have you guys been there?
No.
No.
We've never
That
been
is
to.
a really cool.
Yeah, we've never been to Ohio. Not yet.
Oh, Ohio is beautiful. It really is. And Hocking Hills is a state park there, and I just thought that was a really cool place. Like that one, I can kind of see also being a national park. Giving us more here in the Midwest section. But that's a really cool hiking park, I think.
I love hiking parks.
We're gonna have to go there.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Is
And the Grandma Gatewood story. Do you know the Grandma Gatewood story?
Not with that. We know about her. We interviewed
Yeah.
the man who the recent. Oh, I have to look it up. What we did an interview about her. He wrote her biography.
Oh, okay. Well, the book that I probably read, or I don't know if it was the actual book or just a biography that he wrote, but that's what made me want to go out there. I was reading her story. It's like, I got to go walk and leave my mark, where Grandma Gatewood left hers. It's a fascinating story.
It's all that walking too. I'm trying to find that book. Oh, here it is. Grandma Gatewood, the inspiring story of the woman who saved the Appalachian Trail by Ben Montgomery.
Yeah.
We interviewed him when the book first came out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's the reason I went to Hocking Hills.
There we go.
His story on Grandma Gatewood. Yeah, her story is just fascinating. Yeah. I think everybody should read it.
Now. I'm looking at pictures from Hocking Hills right now. It's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Old Man's Cave. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
It's a really cool place. Now we let the secret out, and everyone's going to go there now.
Yeah, well, come on, make it a national park. So, Nancy, out of our travels, we've been to all kinds of parks. Does any park do you think should be in the national park status?
I think Anza Borrego should.
Oh, that's a good one. Anza Borrego Desert State Park in California.
I think that should be a national park.
It's the largest desert state park in the contiguous 48 states, the lower 48. It's 600,000 acres of desert, low desert. And,
wow.
And it's really neat because you've got sand dunes, you've got the Ocotillos, you've got the palm canyons, you've got the Badlands, almost like these mud caves that you can go hiking through. And
it's really interesting, And
then,
also, during the spring when the flower season hits, it is just amazing.
Yeah, it's about to start now. At the end of February is when it starts.
Yeah.
And this year, like Joshua Tree, Anza Borrego got like a lot of winter rain. As Joshua Tree got snow, so Joshua Tree is going to be, out of control with wildflowers. It's going to be awesome.
Wow.
But a lot of people go. They do the loop, so they go from Anza Borrego Desert up to Joshua Tree National Park, then through the Mojave National Park and Preserve, and National Preserve, I should say, and then into Death Valley. That's kind of
Oh,
the desert loop.
that's a good trip. Yeah.
And you can go over to Kings Canyon from there, or Yosemite. So it's kind of an interesting thing that you can do. And Anza Borrego, I think you're right, Nancy. That is such an historical significance, being on the Juan Bautista de Anza National Historic Trail, the Butterfield Overland, the Butterfield route, mail route. Wow, good one.
Good pick, Nancy.
I want Florissant National Monument, Florissant Fossil Beds National Monument to be a national park, and I want it to be known more than what it is. And they really fought for it, because back in the day when it was the fossil beds, people just came out, it was a big tourism thing, and took the fossils and went home with them. And they created the national monument to protect and stop that. But when we were there, it was just so, I mean, they have like some of the, the most amazing fossil collection of like hydrangeas as a fossil. It's just all these different plants and bugs, and it's amazing. But they have petrified redwoods. It's incredible. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, here, the redwoods are here in Colorado, and very, very protected. They have to protect it on weather and all these different things. But then they've got these amazing hiking trails. Sometimes you're in the mountains, sometimes it's kind of like prairie and homesteading history. And it just is one of those parks that I don't think people think about going to when they're in Colorado. It's always Rocky Mountain National Park, and for good reason, right? Or the Great Sand Dunes.
Right, yeah.
Right in the middle, you could add it in there. It's near the Garden of Gods, near Colorado Springs, and it has that ancient vibe of like ancient petrified things, right?
Yeah.
But this intense beauty, and it just, I don't know, it's magical. It has a magical vibe to it. I can't explain it more than that. Just, it feels magical. And so I'd like to say
people have to go.
yeah, it's a really fascinating place, and just the hiking, the wildflowers are just, it's so beautiful. And they have badger holes.
You guys,
sorry.
You took in a lot of Colorado. Like, you did a lot of parks there, didn't you, when you were just there recently?
Yeah, we didn't even mean to, but it's how, our team, I know, everybody's like, oh, everybody thinks we should have our schedule up on the website, like you're going here, 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 but it just, when you're traveling full time, it just doesn't, it's not how it works. You have your rough idea of where you're going, but we ended up there longer, and we did Garden of Gods, we did Rocky Mountain, we did Pawnee National Grasslands. That was where it all started. We went from New Mexico up to Greeley, Colorado, in the northeast corner, and we want to go back because that was just an unexpected place as well. So we had the Pawnee National Grasslands, and just an hour and a half from there, you're out in Rocky Mountain National Parkland, and then you've got. We went to Gunnison.
You did Black Canyon, right?
Black Canyon. We stopped in there. Yeah, we drove through Curasanti, so we went west on Highway 50, and that takes you through Curasanti National Recreation Area, which is insanely beautiful. Just the geology, the rock formations. So you're kind of going through these old reservoirs, and you can see where the canyon starts, right? It's just bizarre. A lot of terrain history, water, like a big water area, a lot of like rock formations, I was saying, and then you go into Gunnison, and it's like, that is like the Grand Canyon of Colorado. It's insane, and it is like the rocks are black. But if you do not like to drive high mountain passes, you be prepared. But you don't. Yeah, I think we did every single road that would totally scare me. I did drive. Yeah. That. Nancy didn't. I scared her driving. But
that's why you let Priscilla drive.
Yeah, no.
Looking out the edge and wondering if the entire tire is still on the road, or is it a little bit of it just a little bit off? I'm like,
No.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that drive.
That was the one I think I told you about, that Jodi, with a $1 million highway, and it's like one of the loveliest roads, and it really is. And I didn't expect to do that either. But once you're on it, like, what are you going to do? Stop and cry, or you can't reverse?
Call for a helicopter.
Yeah.
Well, really, I have to say, it's the quietest we've ever been in a car.
Yeah.
Driving over that path. It's so quiet.
But yeah, so just kind of know where you're going. If just plan it out, but you can't get to these parks without doing those kind of roads. Some of it, well, everybody's got their
Right.
different level of tolerance of mountains, and Gunnison, I believe you could probably get in through a different way, or just fly in and have somebody drive you there. But it is up there, and so like the Grand Canyon where you have those overlooks and things, they have this. You get to the top, you park, and there's a road that takes you all around the rim, which we didn't get to do, but we went out on that overlook thing. And I mean, I didn't even want people to walk near me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, don't touch me, don't come up,
You're right.
no, don't. I felt like the whole thing was going to go down, but that's just
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
scared. But it's so like it's mind blowing. Just that
Yeah.
geology is like mind blowing. So I do encourage
Yeah.
people to go there, because yeah, it's mind blowing. It's definitely different. So, but yeah. So that we did that. We've done a lot in Colorado. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful, beautiful state. I hope everyone gets there,
Colorado has a lot. Yeah, lots to offer.
and always pack layers for Colorado, because it's going to change on you. If it's a sunny,
True.
beautiful day, in 2 hours it could snow on you. I'm just saying.
Right.
You have no idea. But Jodi, thank you so much for sending us on a national park journey. We're going to do it. We're going to have fun doing that. And Priscilla's going to be, everybody watch out for Priscilla. She likes to pop up, and she's got her dress, her Wanderlust dress, which is her wearing.
We like that.
Her reg. But everyone, again, go to wanderlustmark.com or nationalparkjunkie.com. And take a look at what Jodi's doing over there. Amazing gear for all of us who like to travel around and have that wanderlust bug. And but also follow our tour. You can go to loveyourparkstour.com or nationalparktraveling.com to follow our adventures and our map story. I want to thank everyone for joining us here on Big Blend Radio. Our shows air Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Just go to bigblendradio.com to choose where you want to listen and to what. And of course, we always love to play music for our guests and for you, our audience. Jodi, I think we may have played this song for you. I'm not sure. Colors of the USA is a song written by
Nice.
Doreen Taylor. She is a Billboard charting contemporary, adult contemporary pop musician, singer. She can sing anything she wants, really. She is incredible voice, incredible songwriter. She wrote this for the centennial of the National Park Service in collaboration with the National Parks Conservation Association, NPCA. Awesome organization. Check them out at npca.org. Love to give them shout outs, because it's through all the interviews we did with them that spurred us to go on this tour. So it's their fault.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a good fault to have, and they do awesome work.
Yeah.
But here it is, Colors of the USA by Doreen Taylor, and you can go to doreentaylormusic.com to learn more. Thanks, Jodi.
Thank you. Happy travels.
History of my country is painted in so many colors, like this mighty land of mine. This world around me changes, every day is something new. The colors on the screen, they proudly shine right through. Kids laughing in the green grass as they play. protecting